Welcome to our channel, where we uncover hidden treasures in everyday coins. Roosevelt dimes may seem common, but among them lie rare gems that collectors are eager to find. Stick around as we explore some of the most valuable Roosevelt dimes you never knew existed. It's easy to overlook the smallest coins in our pockets, especially a dime. Lightweight, almost silent in your hand, and typically worth just 10 cents. But occasionally, one of those dimes holds a value that far exceeds expectations. Not because it's made of gold or silver. Not because it's ancient. But because of how perfectly it's been preserved. Let's take a closer look at one of those unexpected treasures, the 1977 Roosevelt D dime, a small coin with an ordinary look, but an extraordinary story. In 1977, the Roosevelt dime had already been a familiar sight in American currency for over 30 years. First introduced in 1946, the coin was created to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, whose leadership during the Great Depression and World War II left a deep mark on American history. Fittingly, he was also a key figure in founding the March of Dimes, making the dime a symbolic and personal tribute. By 1977, the dime's design was well established. The obverse, or front, features Roosevelt's left-facing portrait, a strong, dignified image. The inscriptions, Liberty, In God We Trust, the mint year, 1977, and a small, D, mint mark, representing the Denver Mint, complete the design. On the reverse side, the imagery is symbolic but simple, a torch at the center flanked by an olive branch on one side and an oak branch on the other. Together, they represent liberty, peace, and strength, values that reflect both Roosevelt's leadership and the post-war optimism of the era in which the design was created. Now, in terms of mintage, the Denver Mint struck over 376 million Roosevelt dimes in 1977. That's a staggering number, and on the surface, it would appear that these coins are anything but rare. But in coin collecting, raw numbers don't always tell the full story. A coin's value is determined by several factors, including demand, historical significance, errors or variations, and, most importantly, condition. Most of those 376 million dimes saw heavy circulation. They rattled around in change drawers, were exchanged at counters, dropped in parking lots, and forgotten in coin jars for decades. This constant use left the vast majority of them nicked, scratched, dulled, and worn, with little chance of ever qualifying as collectible. But in rare cases, a few coins avoid the wear and tear of daily life. Some might have been pulled from circulation early, saved in rolls, kept in mint sets, or simply set aside before they had a chance to get damaged. And in even rarer cases, one of those coins survives in a condition so pristine that it becomes something special. This is where grading comes in. Professional grading services use a scale from 1 to 70 to determine a coin's condition. Mint state, or MS, is the classification for uncirculated coins, and grades range from MS-60 to the elusive MS-70. A coin graded MS-68 is not just uncirculated, it's nearly perfect. The luster is intact. The strike is sharp. There are no contact marks visible without magnification. For most 1977 D Roosevelt dimes, reaching this grade is nearly impossible. Even uncirculated examples from original rolls often show minor flaws, a tiny scratch from contact with another coin, a faint blemish on the surface, or a slightly soft strike from aging dies. These may seem like small issues, but to a grading professional, they're the difference between an ordinary coin and one that's truly elite. That's why the few known examples of the 1977 D Roosevelt dime graded at mint state 68 are considered rare, not because of how many were made, but because of how few were preserved this well. And then there's the collector side of things. Modern collectors often participate in registry sets, competitive, ranked collections of coins based on grade and completeness. In this world, having the finest known example of a particular date and mint mark gives a collection real prestige. When only a handful of coins exist at the top grade, demand from serious collectors drives prices sky-high. In this market, even common coins can become valuable, not because of the coin itself, but because of how rare it is in that specific grade. It's worth noting that the 1977 D dime has no silver content. It's a clad coin, made of a copper core with a nickel outer layer. Its metal value is minimal. But again, its worth is in its rarity and its preservation, not in its materials. Some collectors also pay close attention to strike characteristics, like the torch bands on the reverse. Fully struck, these are referred to as full bands or full torch dimes, and they can add to a coin's desirability. A strong strike and clean surfaces make a powerful combination, and when both are present in a 1977 D dime, the result is a coin that collectors actively seek. Add all these elements together: historical background, mass mintage, extreme rarity and high grade, registry competition, and growing demand for modern condition rarities, and you have a coin that stands out in a crowded field. So while hundreds of millions were made, only a few are known to exist in this condition. And one of those near-perfect examples, graded MS-68, has been valued at a remarkable $87,000, that's $87,000, for a coin that started out worth just 10 cents. Yes, 87,000. Not for a misprint. Not for an error. But for a dime that simply beat the odds and survived without flaw. Moving on to the next coin, let's take a deep dive into the 1988 Roosevelt D dime. On the surface, it looks like an ordinary dime, the kind that jingles in pockets and gets lost in coin jars. But for collectors and enthusiasts, this particular dime holds a special place. It is a coin that embodies rarity, historical significance, and the fascinating journey from everyday currency to valuable collectible. The Roosevelt dime has been a consistent presence in American currency since its introduction in 1946. It honors Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, known for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. The dime's design, featuring Roosevelt's profile on the obverse, has remained largely unchanged over decades, creating a sense of familiarity and stability. Yet, it's the subtle differences and unique survival stories of certain years and mint marks that capture collectors' attention. The 1988 Roosevelt dime was minted at the Denver facility, marked with a small D mint mark on the coin's reverse side. That year, the U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of these dimes, flooding circulation across the country. With such an enormous number produced, you might think every 1988 Roosevelt D dime would be common and of little interest. However, the reality is quite different. The true value of any coin doesn't just come from how many were minted, but how many have survived in pristine condition. Most coins pass through countless hands, exposed to wear and tear, damage, and fading. Edges become worn, surfaces scratched, and original luster disappears. It's this gradual wear that makes finding coins in near-perfect condition so rare, and so valuable. Professional coin graders use a detailed scale from 1 to 70 to measure a coin's condition, with the top grades reserved for coins that show no signs of wear or damage. A 1988 Roosevelt D dime in such a mint state condition is extraordinarily rare. While millions were minted, only a tiny fraction have survived untouched, without any blemishes or wear. This rarity is what turns a seemingly ordinary dime into a prized collectible. Collectors appreciate these coins not only for their scarcity but also for the story they tell. Each flawless dime represents an unbroken chain of preservation, a coin that escaped pockets, cash registers, and coin jars, remaining just as the mint intended. It is a tangible connection to the year 1988, capturing a moment frozen in time. Another reason the 1988 Roosevelt D dime is so sought after is its place in the broader context of the Roosevelt dime series. Over the decades, certain years and mint marks have become famous for their rarity or unique characteristics, and 1988 Denver Mint dimes are now recognized for their scarcity in top grades. This coin is part of a larger narrative, representing the dedication and passion of coin collectors who seek perfection. Beyond its collectible appeal, the coin also serves as a reminder of the artistry and craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint. Each dime was carefully designed and struck with precision, reflecting both aesthetic beauty and historical tribute. For coin enthusiasts, owning a high-grade Roosevelt dime is about more than just monetary value. It's about owning a piece of American history. As collectors hunt for these coins, prices reflect the difficulty of finding them in mint state condition. Most 1988 Roosevelt dimes you come across in everyday life will be worth only their face value, 10 cents. But the ones preserved perfectly are a different story entirely. Depending on their exact grade and certification, these dimes can command prices that far exceed expectations. The combination of condition, rarity, and demand has pushed the value of some 1988 Roosevelt D dimes into impressive territory. These coins are considered a treasure in the numismatic world. To sum it up, the 1988 Roosevelt D dime teaches us a valuable lesson: even the smallest, most common coins can become exceptional with time, care, and rarity. It's a reminder to look closer at the coins in your pocket, because sometimes, what seems ordinary holds extraordinary potential. For those lucky enough to own a 1988 Roosevelt D dime in top condition, the payoff can be substantial. The coin's value can reach an astonishing figure, $74,000. Yes, this modest dime, often overlooked and taken for granted, can be worth tens of thousands of dollars when found in flawless, mint state condition. The incredible value of this coin isn't just about the number, it's about the story behind it. It represents a rare survivor, a coin that escaped the wear and tear of everyday life and made its way into the hands of a careful collector. This level of preservation is truly special in the world of coins. For collectors, owning such a dime is more than just an investment. It's a connection to a moment in history, a piece of craftsmanship, and a symbol of patience and dedication. These coins remind us that sometimes, the smallest things can hold the greatest surprises. If you're a coin enthusiast or even just someone who occasionally checks their change, the lesson is clear: never overlook the coins you come across. One day, that simple dime could turn out to be much more valuable than you ever imagined. So next time you find a dime from 1988 bearing the Denver mint mark, it's worth taking a moment to examine it carefully. You might just be holding a hidden gem, a coin that quietly carries a remarkable history and significant value. Up next, we focus on a coin that often slips under the radar but carries a fascinating story behind its modest exterior, the 1993 Philadelphia Roosevelt dime. At first glance, it looks like any other dime you might find in your pocket or change jar. However, among the millions produced, a select few have attracted considerable attention for their rarity and exceptional condition. The Roosevelt dime has been a staple in American currency since 1946, honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt and his commitment to combating polio through the March of Dimes Foundation. Its design has become iconic over the decades: Roosevelt's profile on the obverse side, and on the reverse, a torch flanked by olive and oak branches symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. Despite the familiarity of this design, the 1993 Philadelphia dime has quietly become a sought-after piece for collectors and enthusiasts alike. Millions of these dimes were struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1993 for general circulation. Like most coins meant for daily transactions, the vast majority passed through countless hands, enduring wear and tear. This routine handling results in scratches, nicks, loss of luster, and general fading of the details. As a result, truly pristine examples have become extremely rare. What makes the 1993 Philadelphia dime special is the small number that survived untouched, in mint state condition. These uncirculated coins look almost exactly as they did the day they were minted, boasting sharp details, bright surfaces, and no signs of circulation damage. Such coins are highly prized by collectors and can command a premium in the market. Achieving a high grade on this dime means it must be nearly flawless, with no visible wear, minimal contact marks, and an attractive shine. The grading process, performed by professional numismatic services, evaluates the coin's condition on a scale where perfect coins are extremely scarce. In a world flooded with circulated examples, a mint state 1993 Philadelphia dime shines as a gem. Collectors interested in Roosevelt dimes often try to assemble complete sets, gathering the best specimens from each year and mint. The 1993 Philadelphia dime is considered a key piece due to how few uncirculated examples have survived in such outstanding condition. For numismatists, it represents an important milestone in modern coin collecting, bridging the gap between recent mintages and rare finds. What this coin exemplifies is a fundamental principle in coin collecting: rarity and condition can make even a relatively recent coin highly valuable. Unlike precious metal coins where intrinsic material value can be high, here it is the coin's state of preservation and scarcity that drive its worth. This is a lesson for anyone who collects coins: always consider the quality, not just the date or metal content. In addition to its monetary value, the 1993 Philadelphia Roosevelt dime holds historical significance. It serves as a reminder of Roosevelt's legacy, the advances in public health he inspired, and the artistry involved in creating coins that circulate daily yet carry rich symbolism. Every time one of these coins changes hands, it carries a connection to decades of American history. Collectors treasure coins like this not only for investment purposes but also because they appreciate the craftsmanship and stories behind them. A well-preserved dime from 1993 is a piece of history frozen in time, bridging the past with the present. For those who may have inherited a coin collection or simply hold on to their spare change, the 1993 Philadelphia Roosevelt dime is a reminder to take a closer look. Among everyday coins, rare treasures like this might be hiding, waiting to be discovered and appreciated for their true value. This coin also shows that value is often about more than just metal or face value. Condition, rarity, and collector demand create a market where even small coins can become prized possessions. The 1993 dime is a testament to that, modest in size but potentially extraordinary in worth. Over the years, collectors and grading experts have recognized the uniqueness of this dime. When a specimen achieves the highest grades, its value increases significantly. Today, a top-graded 1993 Philadelphia Roosevelt dime can command a price as high as $66,000. This impressive figure highlights how a small coin, often overlooked, can become a significant collectible when all the right factors align. This story of the 1993 Philadelphia Roosevelt dime encourages coin enthusiasts to pay close attention to the coins they handle. It illustrates the potential for discovery in the world of numismatics, where patience and a keen eye can reveal unexpected gems. So next time you encounter a dime, consider its journey, from the mint, through decades of circulation, to possibly landing in the hands of a collector who recognizes its rarity. The 1993 Philadelphia Roosevelt dime is more than just change, it's a piece of history, a rare survivor, and a coin with a remarkable story and worth. If you're curious about coins and their hidden values, keep exploring, stay informed, and you never know when you might find a coin with a story as impressive as this one. The next coin we're taking a closer look at is the 1999 Denver minted dime, a piece that at first glance might seem ordinary but holds a special place among collectors due to its rarity and condition. While millions of these dimes were produced, only a select few have survived in near-perfect state, making this coin much more valuable than its face value suggests. The 1999 dime, struck at the Denver Mint and bearing the familiar D mint mark, belongs to a generation of Roosevelt dimes that have quietly gained interest for their pristine condition examples. This dime continues the legacy of honoring a past president while serving as an everyday coin, yet for collectors, condition and scarcity transform it into a sought-after collectible. Though the design of the dime has remained consistent, this specific year stands out because of how few coins remained untouched by circulation. The coin features the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt on its obverse side, a design carefully crafted to honor Roosevelt's leadership and legacy. The reverse displays the iconic torch, olive branch, and oak branch symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength, respectively. What makes the 1999 Denver dime particularly interesting is not a design change or mint error, but the rarity of finding one in an uncirculated, flawless state. With over 400 million of these coins minted at Denver alone, it's a testament to the sheer scale of U.S. coin production, yet even in such high numbers, unblemished specimens are scarce. Collectors place great value on such mint condition coins, often graded as mint state, MS, with ratings that go as high as MS 70. Meaning a perfect coin with no imperfections visible under magnification. Achieving this grade is rare for modern coins that have seen wide circulation, especially dimes, which tend to wear quickly given their small size and frequent use. This scarcity creates a strong demand among numismatists and investors alike, as these coins combine accessibility with the potential for significant value growth. Unlike coins made from precious metals, Roosevelt dimes rely heavily on their condition, mint mark, and rarity to command a higher price. Over the years, collecting modern Roosevelt dimes has evolved into a niche with serious enthusiasts focusing on high-grade examples. The 1999 Denver dime is one of those years where top-condition coins are prized not only for their beauty but also as a smart addition to any collection or portfolio. It's important to note that the value of such coins depends greatly on their condition, provenance, and certification from reputable grading services. Coins verified to be flawless and uncirculated often fetch prices far beyond what casual collectors might expect. This coin also symbolizes the broader narrative of coin collecting in the late 20th century, an era when the hobby expanded, and more people began appreciating the subtle nuances that differentiate one coin from another. The 1999 Denver dime is a perfect example of how condition and rarity intersect to create value, even for coins minted relatively recently. The minting process for these dimes involved striking billions of coins, and though many entered circulation, only a fraction escaped handling and wear. This fact alone elevates the value of coins that are found in mint state condition today. Even minute scratches or marks can affect a coin's grade, and thus, its value. Collectors often search through rolls, boxes, and collections in hopes of finding such gems, understanding that the discovery of a perfect 1999 Denver dime can be a highlight of their collection. The coin's appeal is both historical and financial, making it a favorite among those who appreciate American coinage. It's also worth mentioning that the 1999 Denver dime doesn't rely on precious metals to attract collectors. Instead, its value comes from the story it tells, of meticulous preservation and rarity. This makes it an interesting example of how condition and scarcity matter even in modern coinage. The market for Roosevelt dimes continues to grow, fueled by collectors who understand the significance of owning a coin in pristine condition. The 1999 Denver dime fits perfectly into this narrative, bridging history and value in a small but meaningful way. In addition to its collectible appeal, the 1999 Denver dime represents a period in minting technology and quality control that set high standards, though imperfections still found their way into circulation coins. This contrast between mass production and individual rarity helps explain why coins like this are highly sought after. For many collectors, finding a 1999 Denver dime in near-perfect condition is more than just an investment, it's a connection to the craftsmanship and heritage of U.S. coinage. This coin embodies the balance between everyday use and collectible artistry. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who just stumbled upon a pristine 1999 Denver dime, it's a reminder that even common coins can hide extraordinary value. The difference lies in the coin's condition and the story it carries through the years. Wrapping up, this particular dime, when authenticated and graded by trusted experts, can command a price that surprises many, reaching up to $52,000. This is a substantial figure for a coin that started its life as everyday currency. So, if you ever come across a 1999 Denver dime that looks flawless and uncirculated, hold on to it, it might be worth much more than you think. This coin exemplifies how rarity, condition, and a bit of history can turn ordinary coins into valuable treasures. Moving on to the next coin, let's take a closer look at the 2006 Philadelphia minted dime. At first glance, this dime looks like any other you might find in your pocket or at the checkout line. But when you dig a little deeper, it reveals a story of rarity, condition, and collector appeal that elevates it far beyond its everyday use. The 2006 dime features the well-known portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, a design that has remained largely unchanged since it was first introduced to honor the former president. The reverse shows the iconic torch, flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. While the design itself is familiar, what makes this particular dime special is the quality and preservation it holds. Millions of these coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and most quickly entered circulation, showing signs of wear and handling. However, a very small number escaped damage, maintaining a pristine state that collectors prize highly. These coins, often graded by experts as mint state, show no signs of wear, retain their original luster, and have only minor, if any, imperfections. Collectors are drawn to these high-grade examples because they represent an untouched moment in time, a coin as it left the mint. This kind of preservation is increasingly rare, especially for coins minted in the early 2000s, an era when most coins saw regular circulation. The 2006 Philadelphia dime sits at an interesting crossroads in modern numismatics. It's part of a series that millions of Americans use every day, yet within that vast number lies a hidden world of rarity. When you consider the process these coins go through, from minting to circulation, it's remarkable how some have survived in such excellent condition. Aside from condition, factors like sharpness of the strike, surface quality, and absence of any blemishes contribute significantly to a coin's desirability. For example, a dime with a crisp strike that clearly shows Roosevelt's facial details, the torch's flame, and the leaves on the branches, will be far more sought after than a worn or scratched example. Collectors also look at the coin's luster, the way light reflects off its surface. A strong, mirror-like shine indicates a coin that has been well protected, while dull or matte surfaces suggest handling or environmental effects. While this dime may not contain precious metals like silver or gold, its value is drawn from scarcity and pristine condition and collector demand. Coins that meet these criteria often fetch prices well beyond their face value, sometimes surprising even seasoned collectors. The story of the 2006 Philadelphia dime is a reminder that coins don't have to be centuries old to be valuable. Even those from recent decades can command impressive sums if preserved with care and authenticated by grading experts. It's also a call to action for anyone who collects or finds coins in circulation, to pay attention to condition and to consider professional grading if you suspect you have something special. Throughout the years, demand for such high-grade modern coins has steadily increased. Collectors appreciate the blend of familiar design, historical significance, and rarity that coins like the 2006 dime offer. Finding one in perfect condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. But when you do, it holds a special place in any collection and commands attention from numismatists. This coin also offers a fascinating look at how modern minting techniques aim to balance mass production with quality control. While millions are minted with precision, the harsh reality of circulation means very few survive untouched. Beyond condition, there is also the factor of provenance. Knowing a coin's history, how it was stored, and who owned it can add to its story and appeal. Some collectors prefer coins with documented histories, which can enhance the coin's mystique and value. With the rise of online marketplaces and auction houses, coins like the 2006 Philadelphia dime have found new audiences, driving up demand and encouraging collectors to hunt for those rare pristine examples. The modern collector community is vibrant and ever-growing, fueled by both experienced numismatists and new enthusiasts discovering the hobby. This mix keeps interest alive and the market dynamic. It's important to remember that condition can be influenced by how the coin was stored after leaving circulation. Coins kept in protective holders or stored away from harsh elements tend to hold their quality much better. Additionally, grading services play a crucial role in authenticating and preserving these coins, giving buyers confidence in their purchases. Now, after exploring what makes this dime stand out, it's time to reveal just how valuable it can be. A 2006 Philadelphia dime preserved in exceptional, near-perfect condition, verified by professional grading services, can be worth as much as $34,000. This remarkable difference from its face value demonstrates how condition, rarity, and collector demand can dramatically increase a coin's worth. The 2006 dime is more than just currency, it's a collectible piece of history, craftsmanship, and a symbol of how everyday objects can become valuable treasures. Keep an eye on your change, because sometimes the smallest coins can tell the biggest stories. If you found this story intriguing and want to see more about rare coins and their hidden values, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for future videos.